The New York Jets have done some big things. All of the breaking news. Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and the New York Jets have announced their offensive coordinator hire. They're the first team of all of the teams that have available offensive coordinator jobs to hire their offensive coordinator, and this is really good news. One, because we got the pick of the litter when it came to who we wanted as our offensive coordinator, but two, we can start evaluating our options at the quarterback position for the offseason, especially with looming deadlines with players like Derek Carr. And the hire is Nathaniel Hackett, former head coach of the Denver Broncos. Guys, get excited. This is a good hire. Of all of the places and all of the people that were available, to me, this was the best guy available. And here's why I'm excited for this hire. One, scheme and playbook. I've said this multiple times. I love the West Coast system. At the NFL level, I think it is the most balanced, it is the most player-friendly, and it is ultimately the best playbook to get guys open against current NFL defenses. And if we look at last year, under Mike LaFleur, whose situational play calling and failure to adapt is what got him fired, and his failure to develop Zach is what got him fired. If we look at the plays that were being ran, the players were open. The ideas were solid. We just failed to adapt to, one, the offensive line woes, and two, we didn't have the quarterback being able to see the open receivers, but the guys were open. So the playbook being the same is not only going to help the rest of the players, but ultimately I think we're keeping the best playbook in the NFL right now. Number two is the fact that when we look at Nathaniel Hackett's offensive coordinator stops in his career, he's done great things, but more importantly, it's areas that the New York Jets need to improve are where he excelled. Let's talk about it. In Jacksonville, when he was the offensive coordinator, what did he do? He was able to turn Blake Bortles, not an NFL quarterback, and made him look like an NFL quarterback and take a team to the playoffs off of the back of a super lethal run game led by Leonard Fournette. Does that remind you of a team? Yes. Currently, right now on the roster, we don't have an NFL quarterback, but we do have a lethal run game off of the back of Breece Hall. But also Bam Knight, Michael Carter, Ty Johnson, James Robinson. We've got these running backs here, and we can create a lethal run game if, God forbid, knock on all the woods, we can't get a franchise quarterback or NFL-level quarterback in the offseason. But the other thing is our red zone efficiency was absolutely abysmal. Well, in Green Bay, Nathaniel Hackett was the red zone coordinator for that offense. Calling him an offensive coordinator was kind of a sham. We all know that Matt LaFleur called the plays there, but he was in charge of the red zone and the play ideas and the schemes and everything that happened in the red zone. And they were incredibly successful in Green Bay. So there's that. And then the last thing is obviously the possible staff and the people that are going to be brought on to help Nathaniel Hackett get his job and do his job at the highest level. The name that I am looking out for is Clint Kubiak. Yep, Gary Kubiak's son. I'm hoping that he can come in as a pass game coordinator / quarterbacks coach, kind of the same job that he had in Denver under Nathaniel Hackett, but it's not because of his time in Denver. It's actually more because of his time in Minnesota and other stops where he was able to really help turn quarterbacks' careers around and do all of the things, but also, and I think more importantly, because if Nathaniel Hackett can turn the New York Jets offense around, he's going to get head coaching looks sooner rather than later. And if that happens, Clint Kubiak is like the perfect heir apparent for Nathaniel as the offensive coordinator of the future. And then another set of big news when it comes to hires for the New York Jets. We are actually hiring Keith Carter as the offensive line and run game coordinator for the New York Jets, who was actually the Titans offensive line coach since 2018. Why is this such a big deal? Well, one, we know how good the run game in Tennessee has been off of the back of King Henry for so long. But two, the Tennessee Titans have had absolutely abysmal luck when it comes to having a healthy offensive line. And even with all of the question marks at health at the offensive line, they've been able to consistently and continuously put up an NFL level line with backups and adjust the scheme and to do those things to continue to let Derrick Henry eat and be successful. Guys, these are two massive, massive hires for the New York Jets, and this is all good news and lines up in a good way for next season. Get excited. If you're not excited, let me know in the comment section why you're against these hires. And last but not least, go Jets.